Hey guys, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how fake is social media? I was having this conversation with my wife yesterday, and we were talking about how people on social media always put up a front, always try to present like what they're not. And I was just starting to think about this in the context of business, AI, and automation, and all of these things. And I could connect on one particular point. So, especially not even just like in the AI and automation space, but anyone who is making content online about like business they're doing, startup life, all of those things. A lot of people talk about how much they're making, right? And a lot of people might quote numbers like they're making 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K, 1 million a month or whatever. But the thing that sometimes you don't realize is like they're just talking about how much they're making. They're not talking about like how much they're actually profiting, right? And the reason that is important is because different businesses have different margins. Margin basically just mean how much you spend like to keep the business running and how much you actually make from everything that comes in, right? And so if you take businesses, for example, that are very physical, so maybe you're running a hotel or a restaurant, those are businesses that could maybe bring in a lot of money. Maybe they can bring in $1 million, but because you have to pay for equipment like the stove, the staff, all of these kind of things, the margins on that kind of business can be very tight. So somebody could be making $1 million but spending 990,000, and they only make like what 10K for themselves, right? And so like that is just like a very low margin business, even though you can actually make a lot of revenue. Whereas there might be some other business, let's take AI and automation for example, where you can just do it by yourself in your home on your laptop. And then you're basically making, let's say you're making 10K per month, but your costs are maybe $1,000 per month. And so you're profiting $9,000 per month in this instance. And so like even though you make way less than the person running the restaurant, you actually profit way more because your margins are way wider. So I just wanted to kind of like put that into discussion because you guys shouldn't like be tripped up when you see someone saying they're making XYZ amount, because a lot of times people don't really differentiate that fact that it's not actually gross. This is just like the margin here might be low. So always just think about, whenever you're doing a business or if you're running something, it's always very important to think about what actually is my margin going to be in this, and not just like what are the pure gross numbers I'm hearing. So anyway, hope this helps.